Good noon, everyone. Today discuss about PRPT, Petroleum Refining and Petrochemical Technology. Unit number 4, Treatment and Technique પોઈન્ટ્સ છે પ્રોપેન ડીઅસ્ફાલ્ટિંગ. ઓકે, સમ પ્રોસેસમાં આપણે જે ડીઓક્સિજનની ટેકનિક છે એમાં આપણે વિધાઉટ સોલ્વન્ટ, વિથ સોલ્વન્ટ અને મિથાઇલ ઇથાઇલ કીટોનની પ્રોસેસ જોઈ ગયા હતા. તેમાં થર્ડ નંબરની પ્રોસેસ છે. એમાં જોઈશું આપણે પ્રોપેન ડીઓક્સિજન તો જોઈ ગયા છે, એમાં આ પ્રોપેન ડીઅસ્ફાલ્ટિંગ છે. ઓકે, તો સ્ટાર્ટ કરીએ. The propane deasphalting is another important operations. Okay, એના કરતાં બીજા બી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ ઓપરેશન્સ છે. એન્ડ all lube oils and on etheric basis. Okay, for invariably required it. As propane exhibits unique capacity in a separation of asphalts and resins even from highly viscous capacity in a separation of asphalt and resin even from highly viscous stocks. Residuums industrially it is chosen as a solvent. ઓકે, આપણે કોઈ બી રીતે આપણે એને સોલ્વન્ટ તરીકે ચૂઝ કરી શકીએ, બરાબર. ઇન ધીસ ઓપરેશન કન્ડક્ટિંગ ઓફ રેસિડ્યુમ્સ and propane under the pressure for 0 to 15 atmosphere and at a temperature between the 30 to 70 degrees Celsius take place. Okay, simply in a refineries of petrochemicals ના બેઝિસ પર આપણે જોવા જઈએ for describe the any processes for occurrence of histories of petroleum, crude petroleum of oil rivers in India, compositions of petroleum, classifications of petroleum, and this is all the point regarding this one. Discussion part is there. Okay, simply the petroleum refinery and a petrochemical technology, આ પાર્ટ છે જે પેટ્રોલ રિફાઇનરીમાં આવે છે. સિમ્પલી ડીઅસ્ફાલ્ટિંગ ઇઝ another important part for any ઓપરેશન્સના બેઝિસ પર જોવા જઈએ તો. ઓકે, એન્ડ ટેક all the lubes, the oil for naphthenic base inversely require it as propane exhibit unique capacity in a separation of asphalt and resins even from highly viscous capacity in a separation of asphalt and resins even from highly viscous. Okay, highly viscous capacity in the separation of stocks like residuum industrially it is choose and as a solvent. In this operation contacting of residuums and propane, okay, under the pressure of 15 atmosphere and at a temperature between the 30 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. Okay, take a 15 atmosphere and at a temperature between the 30 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. Take 15 atmosphere places. Okay, and the higher temperature increases the tendency of asphalt material is to separate out relatively large volume of propane, about 8 to 10 times the stock are required. Okay, so through the mixing and settling say these processes and the separate the asphalt residues RDC and other extractor may be employed this basis. Okay, propane rich phases for and it contains all these oil while asphalt are rejected by the propane and they collected as a heavy phase. Okay, simply this is simply a part of this deasphalting. Okay, dewaxingના આપણે જે જોઈ ગયા હતા સિમ્પલી dewaxing by catalystના બેઝિસ પર. This is a solid catalyst of zeolite as one type of zeolite type. Okay, in fact is a chemical processes whereby wax in a selectivity cracked and a hydrogenated yield કહેવાય એને. Okay, this is a one type of catalyst for HUT oils by addition of noble metals simultaneous structural changes isomerizations can be achieved. The mobile's work in this respect is a highly commendable. ZSM5 is a proprietary catalyst of mobile. The structure of the zeolite is more porous and can selectively handled the paraffins but not ring structure is. Okay, hence decreasing the pore point. Okay, like visc breaking system at the same time giving high viscosity index and saturation to structure. Okay, simply selectivity handled paraffin but not a ring structure, hence decreasing the pore point. For example, like a visc breaking system at the same time giving the high viscosity indexes and the saturations of structure are more appreciated in this way of the cracking. The further catalyst formulations by the loading noble metals can be isomerized these processes. Okay, isomerizes and the structure thus altering the properties to some extent. Thus a feed a stock having a pore point of 40 degrees Celsius can be converted into a free flowing processes for a liquid of the 5% degree Celsius and the pore point एकदम माइनस डिग्री में आवશે. Because of this, presently the hydrogen in this reactor, the pressures is usually maintained around 40 to 50 atmosphere and the reactor is kept around 400 to 450 degrees Celsius temperature ના બેઝિસ પર છે. ઓકે, જે પાર્ટ છે એ આખો પ્રોપેન ડિસ્ફલ્ટિંગ છે. ધીસ ઇઝ અ પાર્ટ ઓફ ધ ડિવોક્સિંગ ફોર બાય કેટાલિસ્ટ જે આપણે આમાં યુઝ કરીએ છીએ પ્રોપેન ડિસ્ફલ્ટિંગ. Okay, relatively large volume of the propane by the propane about 8 to 10 times the stocks are required throughout the mixing and settling separating process. Okay, the RDC and other extraction may be employed. The propane rich phase contain all the oils while asphalt are rejected by the propanes and collected the heavy phase. The who phase are they discussed in there separately processes for a solvent recovery as described in a dewaxing operations. Virgin oils after treatment naturally give rise to the light natural or heavy natural oils, while short residues procedure by stocks the heavy by stock the quality of asphalt obtained is very good and a high softening point also. Okay, simply this is a part જોઈએ comparison of a vacuum distillation જોઈ લો એકવાર. Comparison of vacuum distillation and a propane for 31B deasphalting. For a vacuum distillation part, medium cylinder stock and residue matter. Which one part is the this one viscosity at 100 degrees Celsius, gravity यानी कि API American Petroleum Institute, carbon residue, VI viscosity index, yield, propane deasphalting, viscosity, gravity, American Petroleum Institute ના બેઝિસ પર છે કેટલું ગ્રેવિટી, કાર્બન રેસિડ્યુ, કાર્બનના પોઈન્ટ્સ કેટલા છે, વિસ્કોસિટી ઇન્ડેક્સ, સફરનિંગ પોઈન્ટ એના બેઝિસ પર આપણે ડિસ્કસ કરવાનું છે. અને ટેન્ડ ટેબલ 4.9 is a comparison of vacuum distillation and propane for a deasphalting. Okay, then the comparison of the slack of wax properties obtained from the light viscosity index and high viscosity index of this one crudes by mi butyl ketone for a ratio of the solvents to feed volume ના બેઝિસ પર. ડીલિંગ ટેમ્પરેચર ડિગ્રી સેલ્સિયસના બેઝિસ પર છે. yield છે percentage melting point of the wax degree celsius. Penetration index for hardness of the substance, okay, 25 degrees Celsius and viscosity is 98.9 degrees Celsius. Okay, separately the any processes separate is the process for solvent recovery as described in a dewaxing operations in the virgin oil after treatment naturally give rise to light natural or heavy natural oils. While the short residuum produce the bright stock, the quality of asphalt obtained is very good with a high softening point na basis version. Okay, maybe true that all the lighter hydrocarbons ranging from ethane ethane to butane are as commendable as propane in operations. Okay, however, the rejection part of asphalt by the propane to desired extent as in fact made is in involvement for indiscernible. Okay, the propane deasphalting is quite for comparable with the vacuum distillation also in a production part of the medium to cylinder stock as shown is figure 4.9. In also figure 4.10 so the deoxing performance of the methyl butyl ketone. Okay, this is a breakstock to low viscosity and this process is okay. આજે પાર્ટ છે જેવો ખાસ વેક્યુમ ડિસ્ટિલેશન માટે again repeated viscosity, gravity, carbon residue, viscosity index, yield, propane, viscosity at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, gravity na basis पर American Petroleum Institute API gravity, carbon residue, viscosity index, deoxys oil, softening point degree Celsius માં okay. And then જોઈએ આપણે comparison part for slack wax properties obtained from this light viscosity index and high viscosity index ના basis પર the ratio of the solvent to feed volume ના પર છે deoiling temperature 0 degree Celsius, yield છે percentage માં, melting point of wax degree Celsius માટે, penetration index at 25 degree Celsius, viscosity is 98.9 degree Celsius માટે. Okay, this is the last one for again repeated part for a propane deasphalting is quite comparable with the vacuum distillation in a production part for medium to cylinder stocks as shown in a table માં જોયું આપણે અને above data in a table 4.10 shown the deoxing performance of methyl isobutyl ketone on bright stocks of low viscosity and high viscosity for a tendency part index fraction table 4.11. So methyl ethyl ketone deoxing operations on crude 44 bottom of the part for Kleshwar crude oil છે. The solvent consists of a mixture for methyl ethyl ketone for a paraffin is an hexane and a toluene. It can be seen that lower temperatures of deoiling gives better wax yield. Okay, and with high penetration quality, but the lowest temperature of these bases and the operations completed dependence upon the phase and the separations. Okay, the temperature of the system and clearly linked to the chosen ratio of the toluene and hexane to methyl ethyl ketone with a high ratio of these hydrocarbons in solvents mixture. The lower separation temperature are attainable for productions of a paraffin wax in India was first started by Assam. Okay, the company the quality of wax produced from Eastern's crude is excellent these processes and rank high among the waxes from the other sources માટે. Okay, for Haladia refinery has already made good stead in a technical knowledge for how to productions of microcrystallizations wax and is likely to go on commercial streams within the 1 year. The fruits unit of 50,000 tons per annum. The wax de-oiling plant has been constructed at the refinery during this plant any period. Okay, MRL and the methyl ether ketone process for the production of the 25,000 tons અને paraffin wax માટે છે. Okay, so this is simply part for prop and deasphalting importance છે. Okay, thanks. Next section આપણે જોઈશું clear treatment. Thank you so much.